Yo, YouTube. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. I ain't gonna lie. Man, it's a good day. It's a amazing day, actually. It's a wonderful day, you know? I'm off for the next 2 days. So you know we grinding. You know we at least in these next 2 days, counting today and tomorrow, we at least having 6 videos. 6 videos uploaded, at least. At least, no cap. At least. You feel me? And we at least doing 4 today. You feel me? Oh man, I'm locked in right now. I'm cooking. I'm in an amazing mood. Got it in. Yes! Alright, let me calm down. I just told you I'm in an amazing mood right now. I got all my energy. You feel me? It's not one piece of energy missing. Let's get to the reaction, man. Let's get to the reaction. Today, we are watching the worst versions of Batman. Now, Batman probably one of my favorite superheroes for real. I grew up on Batman. I grew up on Batman and Green Lantern. Those were my first superheroes I like really. You feel me? And then from Batman and Green Lantern, Fantastic Four, X-Men, then the Avengers. You feel me? I didn't grow up on the Avengers, and I really didn't care for the Avengers till the movies, to be honest. Me personally, really didn't give a fuck about the Avengers to the movies, but you know. Anyway, man, let's get to the reaction. Let's get
Batman.
to the reaction.
Did you know Batman has video games?
Hold on. That shit was too loud. Did I know Batman has video games? Am I an idiot? Of course I know that.
Shows, movies, everything. Crazy, right? Okay, but seriously, an
Batman.
actual crazy thing is that most of the time, the interpretations of Batman here are pretty good. DCAU Batman, for example, is a classic. Arkham Batman's amazing. Movie Batmans, some people disagree, but I think most of, if not all, the movie Batmans bring something interesting and faithful to the characters.
The best Batman
but with so many different Batman interpretations, brings a higher chance of getting trash versions. I've compiled a list here of the most awful versions of Batman over the years, and I'll discuss as to why for each of them. Let's just get started right away. Obviously, this is all opinionated, but if you think any of these Batman are good, I think you're wrong. Please subscribe if you like the video or just my stuff in general. I really appreciate it. Watch my streams if you enjoy challenges and people, aka me, being stupid. And follow my social medias as well in the description below. I'd really appreciate it. Let's move on with the first Batman here that I think sucks ass though. The CW verse, shows like Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Batwoman, and more all had an established universe on the CW channel. The shows honestly had really high highs and a lot of lows. Some characters were handled better than others. One character that was handled very poorly was the Batman in these shows. Now, Batman didn't exactly show up in the shows.
I didn't even know CW had a Batman. What the fuck? That was some amazing changes about amazing. Everything straight.
But he was heavily referenced and kind of was shown.
That's
at
how
times
you know he was ass.
So Batman in this universe wasn't ever really name dropped for years in the beginning, but there were very subtle references. For example, Harley Quinn made a cameo on Arrow. In the first episode of The Flash, there's a future newspaper referencing Wayne Tech and Queen Industries, and there were very minor references here and there. It wasn't really until the crossover in which Oliver, Barry, and Kara go to Gotham City in which they straight up say Batman. He was kind of seen as a myth at this point in the universe, which was kind of building up his rep, which I thought was pretty cool. However, fast forward to the episode, and apparently Bruce Wayne hasn't been seen in years, and subsequently Batman is nowhere to be seen anywhere at all. Fast forward to the Batwoman TV show now, and this is where we get information about Batman, more information. So we know in this world, Batman was Batmaning for a while, fought classic villains like Joker, Riddler, Penguin, and so on. However, in this show, it is revealed that Bruce left Gotham City after killing the Joker. Yes, he killed the Joker, and Bruce left Gotham City because of that, and we never find out where he went. In fact, in the show, after Joker's death, the crime rate apparently went higher, which is where Kate Kane steps in, the lead of the show. It's just bad. as a story, they needed a way to not have Batman.
Yeah, because that doesn't even make any sense, nigga. If anything, if he killed the Joker, it'll probably just make him lose his little moral thing where, oh, I don't kill. He'd probably just start killing now, if anything. But him leaving Gotham completely and just let it be overrun with fucking crime and shit, nah, that's not Batman. Hell no, that's not Batman.
In the show because they can't use Batman, I suppose, and this is what they did. I don't think Bruce would ever just leave Gotham in a state of disarray even after killing Joker, and if he did, he wouldn't just leave it without someone protecting it.
Yeah.
Kate kind of just happened to become Batgirl in the show, and that wasn't Bruce's initial immediate plan, you know? It's just such a lazy and pretty disrespectful way of writing
suit. Hold on.
Bruce's initial.
Look at this weak ass suit they got for my nigga. What is this shit? Oh.
Immediate plan, you know? It's just such a lazy and pretty disrespectful way of writing Batman. And to put it in perspective, the universe was going on for years, and people were wondering where Batman was. They showed Superman, we wanted to see Batman, we really wanted him to be portrayed well, only for him to be shafted for other characters. It felt like his role in this universe was irrelevant, and it didn't matter at all. If we were to see his actions on why he killed Joker ourselves, maybe it could be different.
Yeah, that
but
would
we don't even
cool.
know
That
where he goes.
Cool.
Is he just watching Gotham get destroyed from afar while he's gone? That's not what Batman would do, generally speaking. We just never find out what happens to him. And on top of that, there's another version of Bruce Wayne in this world we see in the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, where a live-action Kevin Conroy plays him. It was really cool to see, and Kevin Conroy is the GOAT. However, this interpretation of Bruce felt kind of wasted. This Bruce Wayne was way off the deep end more than usual and died in this one little scene that he had. He was an evil Batman here, which is cool as its own thing, but overall, we never see a real version of Batman in the CW-verse. The one from the main CW timeline just felt dumb.
They wasted my nigga Kevin Conroy like that, though. That's kind of weak as fuck. Like, CW so trash. Like, CW is probably the worst superhero iteration ever. The CW superheroes are always like, they're the team of superheroes. They're quite literally like, man, this is just, I don't even know how they still have the rights. They just need to sell them and just move on from superheroes. Because who even watch these shows anymore? The last time I watched a CW superhero show was like Flash season 3 or 4. Like, I have not watched nothing from CW ever since. Yeah, this is just bad. It's just bad.
Lazy way of writing him out of the show. It just felt like his impact on the universe was meaningless, and it just doesn't seem like something Batman would do, leave Gotham for so long after killing Joker.
Yes,
the character was handled really poorly in my opinion. I'll link a video M Enterprises made that goes more in depth with it because he really talks more about how it's a crappy version of Batman, but I do think it's one of the worst versions out there personally. We don't know enough about him to be fair, but we know enough to make the point that Batman in the CW-verse was ass. On the subject of TV shows, how about we talk about one of the most trash DC shows ever created, apparently, Gotham Knights. No, not the video game. That game, despite its flaws, actually gave Batman a decent send-off, all things considered, compared to this monstrosity TV show I'm about to talk about. Now, Gotham Knights is about a bunch of Batman-related characters taking on the mantle of protecting Gotham once Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, dies. Now, Batman dying is not a new thing. He has died before in other things. However, the show might hold the record for the worst Batman death ever done, like ever. The show starts off with Bruce Wayne's death at the hand of the Court of Owls, and just look at the way they kill him.
There's no fucking way. Boy, there's no fucking way they gave my nigga Batman an off-screen death. They did this nigga like Gwen. They did this nigga like Gwen from Spider-Man, bruh. No, bruh. No. I'm not accepting this. I refuse to accept this, bruh. No.
Yes,
no.
You saw it. Batman was seemingly just thrown out of a building and killed by the Court of Owls in this universe. There's two things that could have happened here. One, Bruce got caught off guard, which is very stupid. He would not be caught off guard like this. And two, he wasn't caught off guard and just simply died like an idiot. There's no way Batman would have died here. Actually, I guess Batman in this show would have, because look at this guy's Batman mask. He bought it from the dollar store.
Oh my God! What are they doing? Who made this? What? What network was? What network? Oh my God! Who made this? Who made this Gotham Knight show? Who made this shit? Who made this bullshit? Who is that? That's not That's not a batarang. Those are not batarangs, bro. What is this? What am I looking at, yo? What am I looking at? What am I actually looking at right now? Nah, man.
This mask literally just looks like a cosplay mask. It's laughably bad how thrown away Batman was in this world. The show itself, I've never watched it. I heard it was dark, and I'm going to assume that it is. Even the video game, Gotham Knights, had a tweet out that they're not related to the show, which is hilarious.
Stop. Just stop the video. Stop the video.
I digress, though. The point is that Batman in the show was clearly incompetent, thrown away, and just used as fodder for the plot. He clearly sucked. I mean, look at his mask. And with the way he just dies here, it's so stupid. I think this is one of the worst versions of Batman we've ever seen for the 2 seconds that we do see him. Okay, let's delve into some video games. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, everybody's favorite Arkham game, right? Now, if you watch my channel, you know that I talk about the Arkham games to death. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. What I say here, you already know probably, but this deserves a talking point for the video. Now, Arkham Batman in the actual Arkham games is established to be a very powerful and faithful rendition of the superhero. He was established in these games to be able to take down so many of his villains in one night. It shows his wits and overall strength. He's a very, very powerful version of Batman. Now, fast forward to the quote-unquote latest entry, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and you got what I think may be one of the worst interpretations of Batman. Not really because of how he looks and how his skills are portrayed per se, but rather how blemished and disrespectful the character got treated in this one game. Now, this entire game was centered around 4 bozos: Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King.
I know this game was bad, but that Flash scene where he just deflected the bullet in slow motion, that shit was cold. Ain't gonna like that shit was just cold. What?
Shark killing the Justice League. It was just never believable.
We did that shit at the
It was just never
same time.
believable how they did that over the course of the game. And particularly in Batman's case, there's just no way. Early on in the game, it's established that Batman takes down the squad with ease during the museum mission. Later on in the game, Batman uses fear gas against them when they infiltrate his Batcave, but Harley manages to find a way around it to fight back against Batman, leading us to a boss fight, and then Batman loses, and he's all bloody on the ground. What? It just doesn't make sense, because let's say Harley does find a way past his fear gas. Okay, cool. How would they still win?
Yeah, how would they beat
Batman
him?
one-punched them each, basically, during the museum mission and knocked them out. How did they put him to near death in his own Batcave? Batman's like bloody here. Did they shoot him to near death, or did they fight him to death? It just doesn't make sense how this very well-established Batman lost here. And it's not just consistency that makes this a bad representation of Batman. There's straight up just disrespect of the character sprinkled throughout the game. For example, look how throwaway they made Batman's classic line here.
You've already lost, Luther. I am vengeance. I am...
This kind of line is used in very special scenarios, right? Not for like a joke like they used it here. Things like this in the game just kind of make some of Batman's iconic lines.
I mean, that's it. Like, the last version pissed me off. Oh, that just did something else.
It's become almost memes. And this particular
this
line is a character inconsistency as well. I cannot imagine Arkham Batman saying this just willy-nilly.
Matter of fact, this game right here for disrespecting Batman, it needs to, no more copies need to be made. They need to erase it from history, scrub it from Steam, scrub it from PlayStation, and scrub it from everywhere. Don't ever let this game be seen again, you disrespectful bastard.
Like this. It felt so forced and random, right? Did it not? The writing for Arkham Batman here just felt off. And then there's the obvious thing where they kill him. The shock value here just didn't work as they may have thought. I'd say the stuff before his death was honestly more disrespectful than the actual death. And yes, the DLC of the game show that, oh, actually, Batman was alive the whole time. It was a clone. But really, the clone theory, first of all, I think the clone theory was made up along the way, considering that Flash's real self came out in the main story. So this Flash isn't a clone, but the rest are supposed to be clones, you know what I mean? I don't know. The clone theory, in my opinion, just didn't really make much sense in the story. And even if they had the clone theory planned out in the very beginning, it doesn't make things any better at all. It's still a huge blemish. Batman didn't even get a fully rendered cutscene here in the final DLC, which I think is hilarious. And overall, I felt like this game served no purpose but to ruin interpretations of some of our favorite characters, which includes Batman. Overall, Suicide Squad Kill Justice League's Batman was a terrible interpretation when you look further into it. Really, really sucked. Blemish from one of my favorite series. But let's just move on. I hate this game. Okay, let's dive a little deeper into the roots of Batman. How about the comics? There's a lot of Batman versions in there. One that really sucked was All-Star Batman. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I've never read All-Star Batman. Until now, I did some research on it and read some of the comics. And Batman here, by a large consensus, is written to be very, very over the top in a bad way. It's a very bad rendition of Batman. It's been described as the Rick and Morty of Batman and Robin, which is pretty funny. The comic run itself is just not good. Characters are all over the place in the book in bad ways. Like, Vicky Vale is sexualized for no reason, like it doesn't enhance the story, for example. Just weird things like that. Just to put it lightly, Batman's character here is over the top. Way more of an asshole than usual, self-entitled, and just straight up ridiculous. Look at this one panel from him to Grayson. Look at what he says. What are you, dense? Are you retarded or something?
Oh.
Who the hell do you think I am? I'm the goddamn Batman.
Oh.
Do you think Batman would ever say this? No, he wouldn't. And this is his character in the entire run. In another story, he just bangs Black Canary in the rain in the middle of dead people. It's just so random and stupid and doesn't enhance the story.
In this run, you'll freeze yourself to death on that Harley. Okay, Batman? Like...
in any positive way. Here's another example of dialogue that Batman says. Look at the inner monologue. Like, what? He would never think like...
Wait a minute. That's not his real voice. It's like he's doing some lame-ass Clint Eastwood impersonation. That's not his real voice. He's faking it. He's faking it. And they're supposed to be Batman talking to himself? Nigga, is this a Deadpool comic? Like, what? Am I missing something?
Now, truthfully, this comic is like a good guilty pleasure read, right? Like, it's so cheesy and Batman just acts like such an asshole that's pretty funny at times. For example, Green Lantern is sent to go after Batman and Robin.
Like
they paint an entire room yellow. Everything's yellow, including themselves to beat him. It's pretty hilarious. Despite that, I still think it's one of the worst versions of Batman. Batman's a psycho here, and I know he's always kind of a psycho, but here it's taken way too far. How he tells Grayson he's been trapped into a war, seeing him as more of a soldier than a son. The real Batman would rather...
Fuck? Is this Joker? Like, who
reassure Grayson that he's giving him a chance to avenge his parents in a way that he never could. Bruce wouldn't make Dick feel like a soldier, you know? Batman just does crazy stuff in this book, like swerve the Batmobile just to scare Grayson. It just feels like something that the vigilante from Peacemaker would do rather than Batman, right?
Let me overall, off the car. I thought you wanted to be Robin no more. Leave me alone, you
really
fucking
psychopathic,
psychopath.
More so than usual. The story doesn't make any sense really in these books, and Batman is just an over-the-top version of himself to the point where it's just dumb. It is a good guilty pleasure read, I suppose. Like, watching Batman be this crazy psychopath can honestly be funny, if anything. But as an actual depiction of the character, it's terrible. He's not like this. Batman in general is kind of an asshole, yes. But it's not like this kind of asshole. And not super blunt, you know? He's more so standoffish and he doesn't straight up insult people willy-nilly. Here, though, he does. And it's just not a good rendition of the character. Trash. And for the final one, for this one video... Titans Batman. Ooh. Titans Batman was straight up bad. So Titans was a TV show about the DC team, the Titans, with the lead being Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing, in the show. He was Robin at first, but I'm digressing. Anyways, Batman does appear in the show, with a full-on actor and everything. Now, the actor, Ian Glenn, nothing against the actor. I think he's a great actor. I just feel like, first and foremost, he was miscast, though. Now, this show is supposed to have a Batman that's past his prime, like an older Batman. However, even with knowing that, I still feel like it's a miscast. He just does not look like the part of Bruce Wayne or Batman. Like, I can't see him as such. Now, that's just my opinion, but I wanted to point that out because of the actual important part, the writing of Batman here. I think it's bad. In the show, he kills Joker and goes on a depressing trajectory that makes sense in the context of the story, I suppose, particularly that one season where he does it, but that doesn't mean it's good. And after that, he leaves Gotham, despite the city being crime infested. Similar to the CW Batman argument, I hate when writers do this. Batman would never just leave Gotham in a state of disarray even after doing something like killing Joker. In the show, though, people often criticize the portrayal of Batman for his inconsistent characterization. He was portrayed as someone that was desperate and sad. He asks Dick Grayson to come back as Robin in the show, which can be seen as pathetic to some. He's scared to do his job alone without him. He usually is proud of Dick for becoming his own hero, but here he's not. The show established that when he did work with Dick Grayson, or any ally,
Yeah, quite literally, the whole point of Batman was he really didn't even want his pupils to be around while he was doing that shit because of what happened to Jason. Literally, like, so for him to ask him to come back after Bromley went about his way, and that's quite literally not Batman at all. Like, who be writing these shows? Like, it's not the character. They literally create their own character. Like, shit, we just want Batman to be emo and cool. Batman just emo and cool. Like,
he didn't really seem to care, which is why the allies in the show didn't like him and actually kind of hated him. Now, these changes to some people would say it's okay because it's its own telling of Bruce Wayne, an older, broken, more desperate version that makes a lot of mistakes. But I don't think even that was written well in the context of the story. This particular show is a very dark, more mature version of these characters, so you gotta
like
keep that in mind too.
Bruce.
And also, his relationships in the show are just strained. Dick Grayson hates Batman. Jason Todd is, Jason Todd. And we never see Bruce being an iconic Batman here. He was used as how he was to push the story for Grayson and the other characters, and in turn, he was written to be out of character in a pretty poor version of the character. Overall, I think this version of Bruce Wayne was miscast, mischaracterized, written poorly, and just didn't feel like a unique version of an Elseworlds Batman. Usually in situations like this, if I don't like something, I just chalk it up to it being a different universe, different Elseworlds, and when I remind myself that, I kind of like things a bit more. Here, though, it just doesn't feel like that to me. I think Batman here really sucked because the changes weren't there to make him a more unique character, rather
than one thing, that scene that we just seen, why did he just stand there after killing the Joker? Horrifying me, like, just taking it, I killed him. Joker's dead. Like, bro. Batman, what the fuck is this show? Then for Batman to kill Joker, why he just in the hospital bed? I don't see that happening either. If he would have killed Joker, he would have killed him on the spot before he went to that. Not he done sit there and thought about his action. Then no, Batman killed Joker as something that just on the spot. Like it's just like, oh man, like Joker did some fucked up shit to him, and he literally just not thinking past his anger. That's how he always ends up killing the Joker. Not, let me think about it. Joker's at this hospital. I'm gonna sneak in, break through the window, and put this little ass battering in him. Bro, do y'all know? Man,
a more pathetic one to promote the other ones in the show. So yes, I think Batman here was a very terrible interpretation. The dream sequence in season 1 of him taking out all the soldiers was kind of cool. But other than that, yeah, this version of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, sucked. But yes, overall, those are what I think are some of the worst versions of Batman. I think some people might like these versions in some ways, like All-Star Batman, but I don't know, man. I think these ones miss the point on the character of Batman or use them in a very stupid way to push a narrative of their respective stories.
This is a cool scene. That's a cool ass scene.
And if I can't count. Let me know if any other versions that sucked.
Yeah, but that's not Batman. None of these versions were Batman. I agree. It's just not the character of Batman. That's all it is. But if you really ain't a big Batman fan and you really don't know everything about Batman like me, and I guess I could see how it wouldn't mind to you. The only one that I could see that wouldn't, like, you feel me, that's up in the air, I guess, is the All-Star Batman one. That's literally the only one. But other than that, we about to record this next video. I'll see y'all later. Have a good day, man.